No particular arrangement. Or not any Yakus or anything. Yeah, this will work. I guess you don't have to make a line in front of me. I'm not that awesome. Okay, come on. So I'm gonna open. Thank you everybody for coming to assembly. Might not be a lot of people right now, but that's perfectly fine. This is mainly just for Aserai, talking about Aserai things. It's been a long time since we had assembly. We had that assembly delay off rip last time. Sorry about that. Things happen. Surprise attack or whatever. All is fine. The first thing I want to bring up at the assembly is the fact that the tomb is complete. I would turn around and point to it over there, but we decided to hold the assembly in Cherise out of surprise. Bask in the glory of our new city. But yeah, the pyramid took a long time to make. The tomb, rather. It started when I was under Unkeyed, and I had started a long time ago. And it had gone and gone and gone. I had asked for some foreign help with it and all that stuff. A lot of it was denied, unfortunately, but we made do. And then when I eventually revolted against the Sultan, to become Sultan myself, I had to take control of the capital, and I passed the project to Ricardios. And Ricardios, if you want to come step up, if you're here among us, thank you for finishing the project. I know you had some words to say about that. Very true. Very true. You said acceptable worker deaths? Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Okay, well, perfect.
These are good numbers.
That's good. It's a good record. I didn't want to bring Tariq forward. Tariq, I know you have some time constraints. I had asked the Sultanate, I had asked the entire Sultanate if anybody felt they were worthy for the leadership of Shariz, the newly captured city from the Valandians. And the only person to step forwards to me was Tariq. And I wanted to ask him. Sorry, go for it. I thought I heard somebody talk. Sorry. I wanted to ask you, Tariq, what makes you believe you are worthy of the emirship of Shariz?
First of all, I have stepped up for Charis because I think I am like worthy to get Charis after dedication and fighting these dirty Valandians over like centuries. Not centuries, but what?
I know what you mean.
I have led against the Prince of Charis, the Prince of Valandians, and I beat them. I have beat that, to be honest. But at the end, I think after defeating the Prince of Valendia, I should be worthy to get Charis.
Okay. You know what? Password is assembly, by the way. I know somebody asked.
Can I say a word for Tariq?
Go for it.
Tariq, I have watched you do many things for the Sultanate. I've seen you step up, take command when needed, and I think you are worthy of Shariz. This is my opinion.
Thank you, Chulo.
Okay, all right. If you get Shariz, what are your goals with it?
Let me introduce you to the project I have made. If I get Charis, I want to start a route for the biggest port city in whole Arabia, which is I gonna name it as Silk Route. The Silk Route will be like a connection between the Gulf of Charis and the Perazzic Sea, as we lack of supplies because in land we only get surrounded as Charis. So as we want to rely on our port to make supplies and trade for the city of Charis.
It sounds like an awesome idea. I really like that idea.
Yeah.
We should get that in writing at some point if this comes to fruition. On the topic of Vlandians, if the Vlandians do inevitably strike to take Shariz, which they will, do you think you could hold them at the walls long enough for support to arrive?
Of course, I have made it before when they strike to Gar Antor. Sorry, my castle name. Sorry. I have defended it successfully against the Valendians before, so I am pretty sure I can defeating them again when they try to siege Charis again.
Okay, you've got a good track record. The Camel Corps vouches for you. The leader of the Camel Corps vouches for you. You seem to have very ambitious goals for the city, which I like. And you have the confidence to defend it against enemy strike. In this case, I would like to name you the Emir of Shariz.
Yippee.
Yay!
Yeah, congrats.
Congratulations. I'll make that official here shortly. But on the topic of city leadership and the control of our cities, we also have to speak about Hassan Folk. Hassan Folk has been battered by dozens of conflicts in the area, particularly the atrocities that the Southern Empire had committed in its walls. I wanted to bring Kenny forward to speak about his efforts to restore that city. I know you had some words to speak in regards to that, so feel free.
Yes, thank you, Sultan. First off, glory to the Sultan, glory to the Aserai. We're the best faction and best warriors in all of Colorado, as we know. Yeah, I wanted to dispel the notion that Hussein Folk still is a shithole after the Southern Empire dipped its dirty toes into it. The walls have been remade, and the city is restored to a new glory. It doesn't look the same, but it's a new glory. So after much effort, mostly from conscripted labor, but apparently several volunteer Khuzaits after Corn and Will were freed from captivity. Really don't know how they did it, but a bunch seemed to follow them home like a pack of lost puppies. But anyways, with the cost savings of all that labor, I was able to enact a construction project that I would finally like to reveal as yet another one of the Azerai's newest wonders of the world, the Houston Folk Botanical Gardens. So
Ooh.
I and several horticulturalists from around the land have collected and cultivated all manner of native plants, flowers, grasses, shrubs, and trees to put on full display for the Aserai and any visiting peoples to gaze upon and admire. So my intention is not to showcase just native vegetation, but plants from all over the land, all over the world. So and besides the garden itself, I am working with the best botanists available to breed and crossbreed plants to create more viable and higher yielding crops and other interesting flora, so that hopefully may be used to enhance the beauty of our lands and also be used as diplomatic gifts for our emissaries. So on that note, any diplomats here who travel to foreign lands, please consider any foreign species of plant as a tradable asset for my specimen collection and for the gardens. I will reimburse you. Just let me know. And now to culminate the reveal of the gardens and all the botanical research completed thus far, Sultan, it is with great honor that I present to you and dedicate to you a brand new cultivar that I've named Sanalan Catmint. When rubbed on the skin and ingested, it provides a calming effect to the body and mind, but it has been bred to reduce its euphoric effect as not the Cloud Judgment. We really don't want you getting high on the battlefield. So you'll see that it is laced throughout the gardens to honor the glory of the Sultan and the Sultanate. So caravans bearing freshly rooted cuttings have already been sent to travel to all the major Aserai cities to begin propagation throughout the land. So I hope as time goes on, I will also be able to report further success from our research on crops and new vegetation. So anyways, if y'all see anyone talking about Hussein Folk in the chat, please stand up for your nation and for your people and spread the word of its new splendor. So yeah, glory to the Sultan and glory to the Aserai. Thank you.
Understood.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, anybody says some shit about Hassan Folk in the global scheme of things, absolutely bring it up. That's amazing. I'm really glad you're doing that project. That sounds like a ton of fun. We'll keep track of that. We'll absolutely keep track of that. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
In reference to the reconstruction efforts of Hassan Folk, I recall a time ago there were a selection of workers and laborers from that effort that just kind of disappeared. There was some concerns and some talk that somebody, maybe one of the tribes down in the deep south, at the the Nahasan desert and all that stuff. Maybe they had taken them to recruit or something like that. Nobody really knows the trail of that. There were some suspicions that it might have been the Mamluk getting recruits, but when asked, there wasn't a lot of that wasn't the truth. I want to bring Ricardios forward just for a second, since there has been some conspiracies about the Mamluk. I know you maybe had some words on that, and if the Mamluk wanted to take maybe a couple steps forward as well, I wanted to confront you about the disappearance of these personnel in the walls of Hassan Folk, and maybe if you were linked to it in the public eye.
Oh, well, sure. I have no idea what happened to those individuals. As you know, you've never deployed me to Holstenfolk, so I've never spent any length of time there. The only time that I was in the area was on transit to the east, where I was first deployed, and I had to purchase a caravan from Amir Viljo, and so there are receipts for that.
Okay. Okay. Ricardius, did you have any words on the Mamluk's activities?
I yield. Forward.
Okay, this is a deep talk that we might have to have in the future. Yeah, I will say that the Mamluks are mainly composed of individuals that come from foreign places and vouch to fight for the Sultanate. So it's natural that their cultural tendencies differ from ours. But let's address this soon, not now. On topic of foreign powers and things like that, and maybe not exactly linked to the Mamluk, the Sturgeon assistance effort has been a little touchy, especially with we attempted to bring some supplies through the Battanian lands to the Sturgeons, but that was crushed. And we don't really have the option of taking it through the sea because the Lion Fleet makes that extensively costly. We can't do that without having a decisive naval engagement, which is something we don't want against the Lion Fleet. We want to engage them on our own terms. I was wondering if anybody had some ideas about that. In regards to assisting the Sturgeons in a supply means. Does anybody have any ideas on that?
Well, the Camel Logistics Corps is, of course, always happy to provide assistance to anyone who would want to facilitate trade with other nations. So, if anyone would want for that to happen, perhaps you could come to me for a contract. I would be very happy to assist.
Do you think if I pursued a contract with the Camel Corps on behalf of the Sultanate, you could run something through the Khuzait lands without the steppe raiders or anything getting into the before they got to Sturgia?
It would be difficult. I cannot deny that. But it is possible, I think. There
River
is.
barge is an option.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to mention. Thank you. The river between the Imperial lands and the Khuzait lands is a very lucrative idea, although it will be risky, given the uh, border towns and castles along the Rat River. But I do think it is possible.
You think that would be the best way to do that, to get supplies to the Sturgeons successfully without harassment?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the Khuzaits, their big thing is horse raiders, or whatever they're actually called. I forget, honestly. But having our supplies through river would uh, perhaps lower the chances of harassment of arrows, for certain. Well, yeah. So
I like that idea. I think we should try that.
If there
It'll
are
certainly be a go for it.
concerns about harassment along that route, maybe we could come to an agreement, me and you, about deploying a contingent of Mamluks along with that.
that sounds fantastic. I always appreciate the help of my kinsmen in these matters. Would be happy to come to a discussion on that.
If possible, we might be able to even get that there in time to assist in the encirclement of Balticon. But we'll talk more about that later. I think the river idea is a great idea. And cooperation with the Mamluk would be perfect in regards to getting the Sturgeon some supplies. I know the Mamluk in particular have some tensions with the Sturgeons, but I understand they can, move past that under common cause. In regards to the Mamluk, leader of the Mamluk, Volodymyr, we had a conversation in private, of course, and I know you had some words to give. I didn't know if this was the right place to give those words, unrelated to the Sturgeon assistance. I didn't know if you wanted to give those words that you gave to me
Yeah,
in public.
I can, yeah. So, how is it best to do this? So, I want to. This is not really so much a ready proposal, but I wanted to present this idea to all of you. I'm sure a lot of you, at least like half of the people here, you are in the channels when we are like planning the battles and we're talking about like what we're going to do. And as we've like kind of grown that group of people, I think that it would be good if there were reasons for people to get involved with that more and to interact with that more. So to that end, I was talking to the Sultan about kind of learning from the Vlandian example and coming up with a number of, I suppose, like titles and stations that would, I guess, encourage individuals to, I guess, put themselves forward in that space. Take on positions of formal leadership. Also, I guess, formalizing, I suppose, a path forward apart from politics and trade, as we are, the Aserai, we are, we are. Heavily leaning into trade and politics, but I think we've seen in recent days that our sword arm is pretty good as well. So I wanted to kind of just like put the idea out there to kind of just state with all of you. We haven't really talked about anything formally, so if you guys have any ideas on that kind of stuff, please share them. Yeah, that's really all.
Yeah, it hasn't been a formal discussion. It was just some traded words, in regards to how we conduct strategy and the discussions surrounding strategy, and yeah, I guess he proposed more of an upwards opportunity for people and more of a transparent upwards opportunity in regards to planning and things like that. So I guess what that goes to say is that there's going to be a lot more opportunities for moving up in the Sultanate in regards to strategizing and taking a leadership position in the conflicts. Yeah, I guess that's how I would phrase it. Well, it happens. While we're here, I do want to say we have some horse races coming up. I know we've had 2 so far. We've got a 3rd one coming very soon. I would turn around and point to the tomb and say it'll happen underneath the tomb, but we're not at the tomb, so we'll have to make do here. The tomb is what, somewhere like, where's the coast? Coast is there, so the tomb is like over there ish in that direction. Yeah. It'll be over there. The Sultanate has taken 2 consecutive losses. Unfortunately, this is due to a large compounding of many factors, including my own failure to lead you to my fullest capability. Among being occupied by different things and Korn not being there, yeah, as you can see in chat. That's one of the main reasons, of course. Now, but what makes this Sultanate stronger than what it was under Ankheed is our ability to learn from our losses fully, entirely. And I will not give up on this Sultanate. It disheartens me when we lose, but it motivates me. It disheartens me when we lose. Yeah, but it motivates me. It lights a fire into me. I suppose, being undefeated up until these 2 losses sort of caused this negligence. This is all on me. I will not have this again. The Parasic ambition still lives. I will see all shores of the Parasic under an Aserai banner, or I will die in the pursuit of this dream. Our enemies will continue to fear us. Thanks to our cavalrymen, the Mamluk, and the word Jawal is feared and hated by our enemies. They fucking hate those 2 words. Thank you to our skirmishers. Our enemies genuinely can't hold a static shield wall. Like, they're terrified to do anything static. If it wasn't for our archers, their archers would have no fear of us. Our archers are very, very afraid of us, and that's exactly what we want. Not even the best archers in the world, or supposedly the best archers in the world, the Fiends, can engage us without a lot of fear in moving into our range. It's the diversity and mobility of our tactics which contribute to our victories, but mainly our ability to adapt. I don't know why everybody's dying.
What the
Are
hell?
you crashing out?
It's probably
I
because
crashed.
AFK.
Okay, it might just be the whole testing version differing from the version upload of the server. Just ignore it.
Bannerlord thing.
It's the diversity and mobility of our tactics which contribute to our victories, but mainly our ability to adapt. So we must continue to adapt. I wanted to ask before I call conclusion of the meeting if anybody else wanted to say something that I didn't allow them to say. If anybody wanted to come forward and say anything.
I have a topic.
Okay.
If you look in the chat, I've been looking at this for a wee
I'm
while.
so
working
sorry.
on it, and it's still work in progress because there's about 20 unassigned names in my mind, but I'll post it now. Hold on.
Okay, I'm looking in chat. Where am I looking in chat?
5.
Oh, okay, Aserai chat. Holy
That's sick.
shit.
Yo, that looks awesome.
Damn.
Post that in CCE too. That's
Been this
beautiful.
now.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let me pin that. That's fucking
Oh
awesome.
my
Holy
god, that's
shit.
so cool, dude. Holy shit.
Look at the
Check that out
camels
as you
and the
walk people,
fucking.
boys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
Okay,
so
but where's
awesome.
the 8-humped camel?
4K
Holy
resolution.
shit. Okay.
Oh, I think I know what program you used to do this.
Well, we'll go over that later.
Finish
We'll talk about that later.
Talk about it later.
But yeah, that was short and sweet. Very quick meeting. Hopefully the speed at which that meeting wasn't a disappointment. Sorry we couldn't have it in Ayakis. A sandstorm blocked our way. You know how things are in the Nahasa. But yeah, we will continue to adapt. Our enemies will continue to fear us, and for a Parasic ambition, prosperity, bravery, loyalty.
Glory to the Sultan.
Yeah, glory to the Aserai.
Glory to the Aserai.
Glory
This
to
was
the
a quick
Sultan.
meeting, fellow Aserai
Long live the fight.
noblemen.
I'll call it there. Well, I want to keep them kind of brief, like this when we do them, just so I don't waste anybody's time. It is talk, of course. I want to keep most of the spotlight on the big fun like fight events, that are like really entertaining for everybody. Because I understand these sort of assemblies only have an appeal to those very intertwined with the Aserai political system. But Yeah, that map is fucking awesome.
Yeah, no kidding.